Sydney is the most challenging housing market in the country, there's no doubt about that. And it's going to take more than the level of government investment and the community sector activity now to solve that. And the really big untapped resource is private owners of property who could choose to put their property into a social enterprise real estate, such as homegrown real estate. So Sydney, more than anybody else, needs that sort of activity.
What we've got at the moment is over 60,000 people on the waiting list in New South Wales, and less than 1% of private rentals are affordable for people on low incomes in Greater Sydney. And we're seeing a huge increase in the number of people sleeping rough in the inner city of Sydney. So what Homeground will do is provide a larger base of housing that's affordable for people in the area. It will also help with affordable housing as well, and that will assist in terms of increasing the choice for people in Sydney in terms of accessing housing, which is one of the issues for people on low incomes as well.
Homeground Real Estate Sydney is so important because we do a lot of work with key workers, and one of the things they say is we have no idea where to go to look for affordable housing. So having one portal where they can go and see what's available will be so important to them.
To have a secure, affordable home to me means happiness, and to be able to feel secure and bring up my children in a secure environment, especially in Sydney, which is so hard. And definitely as a single mother, I could never afford to live in private properties. So Bridge gave me a bit of security there.
I love the entrepreneurial spirit of Bridge Housing to bring Homeground to Sydney. You know, we all know that housing affordability, and we know that homelessness is such a big issue, not just in the Sydney CBD, but across all of the suburbs of Sydney. And that hidden problem of homelessness, people's couch surfing, sleeping in cars. So what Homeground does is sort of bring this idea of, let's make housing much more affordable, let's bring the private rental market and the affordable renting market together and see how we can help people live in Sydney.
This will build on our other programs, and it's a new initiative to try and attract market rent housing to create an income base for Bridge Housing so we can then reinvest the profits into further affordable housing. We also want to try and attract philanthropic investors who may be happy to rent their property at a below market rent to house people at the lower end of the scale, our social housing tenants. So literally they're our two aims.
I'm very committed to working with people who are homeless and to also promoting and doing everything we can to enable affordable housing. It's part of our policy, part of Sustainable Sydney 2030. And we were very happy to invest $100,000 in the setting up of Homeground here in Sydney. We know it's been successful in Victoria, and we're delighted that we're being described as an angel investor of a very worthwhile startup, because it's a way of enabling more affordable housing to come on the market here in Sydney for people who need it, and we know the need is desperate.
For PwC, our purpose is to build trust in society and help solve important problems, and so homelessness and affordable housing is one of those key issues that really does face all of our cities across the country. Under our city's agenda, we really look at solutions to help drive change, lasting change for our cities, and so we see Homeground as a great concept to launch here in Sydney to really affect change here, but then also to think about the broader network nationally and how we can really help drive that across the country.